Hello and welcome to the Music Survival Guide, the independent musician's guide on how to survive in the music industry. My name's Phil, a mixing and mastering engineer. I hope you're doing very well out there. I am doing very well because I'm going on a little holiday tomorrow. Not that you'll know this because I'm recording this actually quite far ahead of this episode releasing, but no matter. I hope you all take a break. Remember, good point. Take a break. Having a break is very good. That's not really what I was here to talk about at all, but felt like it was worth saying. So I wanted to talk about this week reviewing your progress as a musician, as a band, as a kind of creative output. How are you doing? And I think it's only when you look backwards and you kind of think about where you've come from that you can work out the progress that you've made, and you can actually feel probably better about yourself than you were. Because sometimes it's very easy to think, I'm in a bit of a rut, it's not going very well, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not improving as a musician. But you've got to look backwards to work out where you come from. So an obvious example, and it's kind of one that kind of occurs to me, is can you think back to your first recording, or even listen back to your first recording as a band and compare it to your latest one? Have you made progress? Does it sound better? Have you written better songs? Does it, catch your ear a bit better? If you produced it yourself, does it sound kind of better kind of sonically than your first release? That's a really easy kind of way of reviewing your progress. Really, really simple. And it's something that I end up doing quite a lot. When you can look backwards and go, cool, my mixing has got better, which is always nice. And I think it applies to all sorts of things, though. It doesn't just apply to your kind of output musically. So where have you come from as a musician? Have you got like a really old Instagram kind of video of you playing some guitar or whatever it may be? Listen to that and go, could I do that? Could I do something way better than that now? Could I think of something more creative than that now? That's a really nice way of kind of thinking about it. But you could also think about to kind of your skills, like could you do something that you can't do but you couldn't do before? That's a really good way of kind of working out like how are you getting on. Can you do that really complicated kind of technical thing, keeping it quite general to make sure everyone feels included, that was a real struggle before? If you've got a vocal coach, is there something you could do now that you couldn't do before, that you were finding very difficult to sing? That kind of thing. That's a really cool way of reviewing where you've come from, and it's really motivating to moving forward. Moving over to other things, if you think about gigs, what are your latest gigs like? Are you attracting more people, say, than when you first started out? Which hopefully you are, and maybe that sounds obvious, but that kind of thing is going to motivate you. It's going to go, cool, yeah, people do like us. We are getting somewhere. Maybe it's not as quick as we like, but we're getting somewhere and we're making progress. That's a really cool and encouraging thing to think back. Have you got any old recordings of you guys playing live? It could be something really rough and ready that someone's done in the audience. Watch it and go, are we better than that now? Hopefully you are. You might not be, and that's a very different conversation. But you can look back and go, cool, we have made progress. It's very easy to get stuck in a rut. It's very easy to kind of think, it's not going very well, it's all going a bit rubbish, and kind of get a bit caught up in yourself. But until you review and you listen back and you go, yes, no, we really are making progress, that's when you can think to yourself that things are going better than maybe you first thought. Reviewing where you've come from and where you're going to is really, really helpful, because I think the most important thing for any musician, anyone in a band, anyone at all in the kind of creative industry, is staying motivated. It's so easy to become demotivated. It's so easy to kind of get into a rut, and that can lead to bad things happening. You can get into arguments, you can get into bands splitting up, you can get into things like that. But where have you come from? Is it going well? Simple thing, very simple thing. I've not really got any more to say than that, really, but I just thought it was a really good episode worth putting out, because I've been thinking lately about where I've come from as a mixing engineer and how I've improved over the years, which is a very encouraging thing. And I may listen back to some of my older mixes and cringe, but that's the way these things go, isn't it? So yeah, that's all, kind of all I've really got to say, really. Review where you come from in any kind of part of it: songwriting, performing, mixing and producing, whatever, if you're doing that kind of thing. Gigging, and you just kind of your musicianship. Listen back to that, review that if you can, and then think where you've come from and work out therefore where you want to go. It's a really helpful tool to move forward, and I think it's really invaluable for, to be honest, anyone to do this. If you're listening now and thinking I should do this, do it. Take some time to review. It's really great for you. Honestly, it really will do you good. So that's all I've really got to say, really. Not a lot, but I just thought it was really worth putting out this kind of positive idea. So thank you for listening to another episode of the Music Survival Guide. If you liked it, please rate and review the podcast wherever you listen. All helps the algorithm, as I'm sure you know. Please also share it with any friends and bandmates if you thought it was useful. If you think you want to kind of spend some time reviewing your progress as a band, great place to start is listening to this little episode. If you're thinking about recording or mixing and you want to chat about it, feel free to reach out to me via the links in podcast description below and we can have a conversation. And I'll see you next time.